Hey everyone, Buddha here, gonna bring you another game from the Gamecom tournament. This one is from the third round of the tournament, so already 3 rounds in. And this game will feature our player sofuix and our hero player, the one who submitted the replay. We have followed him throughout the 2 first rounds. His name is Kenshin, our Terran player. By the way, I do have a new fan-made overlay. Tell me what you think. If you like it, I will keep it. If you don't like it, I'll keep the old one, but I kind of find it really cool, especially since it's hand-drawn by a fan. I absolutely love it. So thank you very much for that overlay. The first round, the first game of the third round will be on Terminus. Very large map, very macro-oriented, and it actually has a rich Vespene geyser in the backdoor expansion. This was recently changed for a normal Vespene geyser in the GSL, but this is a slightly older version of the map, so that Vespene geyser is still rich for now. And this is usually a map where Terran players like to go for a very fast expansion. That drone actually almost making its way into the main base, a 2 racks going up for the Terran player. Luckily, sofuix, luckily for him, he is actually going for a speedling build. He did get his 14 gas, 14 pool. He is now at 18 supply, has a lot of money. He should expand right now, because he does have a lot of money for it, and I wonder what he's actually going for. Baneling nests are already going up, so we might be seeing some kind of baneling bust. With these 2 supply depots in front, the Terran players actually might be very vulnerable, especially with those 2 barracks. He will have a lot of marines and double tech lab actually on those 2 barracks. 1 Reaper already out on the field. He is getting a 2nd Reaper. Will he double produce Reapers? He's getting a Marauder, so very particular build here. I wonder if he actually saw the baneling nests. No, he did not, so he is just going on a gut feeling. 2 spine crawlers already up in the main base of the Zerg player, just now going for an expansion. So sofuix being a very safe behind this build. Roachwarren not going to put on any aggression with the banelings, so it was just to feel safe against a marine push. And I have to say that sofuix is probably not a diamond player. I don't remember what skill level Kenshin is, but sofuix, if you are watching this, you usually go for your expo first before that baneling nest, because you will be safe, especially if you're gonna plant down some spine crawlers. You're gonna be safe against any kind of marine aggression or any kind of early marine aggression. That queen can deal with Reapers quite easily, and you'll have a lot better economy if you actually go for that hatch before. You actually see 19 to 22 SCVs in favor of a Terran player. In the early games, it's actually normal for the Zerg to be a bit behind, but at this point, at the 8-minute mark, the Zerg should be about 40 drones at this point. So not the best macro by our player sofuix, but he is just learning, and he actually made it through the 3rd round of the tournament, which is great for our amateur players. This is from the Gamecom Open tournament. Remember, it's free to register. Nice little catch there with the banelings. These drones will go back at mining. Only 15 drones left though, so sofuix really needs to drone up here. A starport going up for Kenshin, and Kenshin is looking good at this point. 43 to 36 supply. He is even on harvesters, and the Zerg player just now getting his 2nd base. And remember, okay, this is from an open tournament, so everyone is free to enter and free to try their best to gain that $2,000 in cash prizes at the end of the tournament. Sponsored by Gamecom. They really want to hand in the StarCraft 2 community, and this is their way of doing it, hosting an open tournament. It's a great opportunity for all players, pros and amateurs alike, to get their names out there, and casters alike, I must say. And a tech lab going up on the starport. Might we see some very late banshees here? I wouldn't be surprised, because he has a lot of gas. If we see in the production tab, we actually see 1 banshee gonna come out from Kenshin. This might do actually a lot of damage, because there is only 1 queen per base to actually defend, and the spore crawler is in front of the base, so he could actually harass the mineral line. 1 spine crawler going up on the high ground. This is, again, sofuix. If you're watching, these are quite useless. You can move them forward with your creep tumor because any unit will have to come up from this choke unless it's a drop, and then you have lings and banelings to actually deal with that. They are very mobile, and your two bases are very close together and connected by creep, so drops are not that much of a threat right now. So these spine crawlers should really be in front, and there you go. Now moving up these spine crawlers. And you actually see the income tab, 25 to 27. Our Zerg player is supply blocked a bit. He did just lose an Overlord. And sofuix is not looking good in this game right now. He has 49 to Terran's 64 supply. Not a place where you want to be unless you have a lot of infestors. And that is not the case. Not even the lair yet on the way for sofuix. And sofuix, if you're gonna go for this late of a lair, you actually need to drone up so much more. At the 12-minute mark, the Zergs should have 3 bases and basically 75 drones at this point, especially since you didn't get harassed that much. You really need to get your drones up and keep injecting that larva, keep spending that money. You see, you actually have a lot of money and a lot of larva. This is when you want to make all drones right now. I noticed, I did do a coaching session yesterday, and I noticed that a lot of Zerg players don't forget their spawn larva, but they usually forget to use their larva, which is quite weird because you can see in this case sofuix actually has 1700 minerals, and he has about 20 larva just waiting there. That is 10 larva. He could actually spend 500 of those minerals right now on drones or zerglings or roaches or anything right now. So really spend that larva. If you can't spend all your larva, get an extra hatch. If you don't have enough larva, get an extra macro hatch. If you can't spend that larva, that means you need more economy. You really need to find the balance between the two. Kenshin actually losing one Banshee, not doing any damage, and this second Banshee actually has 0 kills, but meanwhile one drop going in the back of the mineral line is going to lose a lot more drones, and you can see a total of 19 drones lost, and that wouldn't have been that big of a deal if he would have droned up that much more during this game. But now 21 drones lost. He is now 23 to 38 harvesters in favor of Kenshin, and Kenshin is looking good. He just took out the queen. He can harass the mineral line at the main base. Now the lair just finishing at the 15-minute marks. These lings are going to try and run up here. There is a little hole in the wall, but with all those units waiting up there, this has to be GG soon enough. These Hellions going to do even more damage in the back of the expansion. This medevac is in danger of falling. These Hellions are actually still hacking away at that mineral line. It is gonna fall to the queen eventually. There it goes. But still, the damage has been done. This Banshee now at 5 kills and working on that lair. The spine crawler won't do much. He really needs to relocate that spore crawler. Now that they only take 6 seconds to burrow, he would have time. This Banshee will fall and he will save the lair. But it is now 18 harvesters, 238, 88 supply, 251 for our Zerg player, and he is in a world of hurt. Kenshin will just move out and go for the easy win here. He can just plow through this army, especially with those tanks. He will take the long way instead of breaking those rocks to get easy access to the main base. One Zergling does spot this attack coming, and let's see how he decides to prepare. He is not even using his Spire as of yet, so sofuix, remember, you need to drone up a lot more. You need to get that third base, you need to get that tech up. Don't worry about an early attack because you will spot it with those lings. If you have good scouting, you will know when to produce those units and when to produce those drones, and that is the most important part when you are a Zerg player. You absolutely need to know when you produce attacking units and drones. That way you maximize your economy without losing. And there you go. There is the GG from sofuix, and we will be going into game 2 here, so tune in for that.